Hello everyone, I am Ilyar the Bard. I normally don't do this, preferring to let the games I share speak for themselves, but I felt an explanation was needed for Castlevania Curse of Darkness. From 2017 to 2021, Netflix released a Castlevania series adapting the story of Castlevania 3, with Seasons 1 and 2 focusing on the game's story, and Seasons 3 and 4 dealing with the aftermath. Among all of this, they used lore from Curse of Darkness, as the game's backstory takes place in the same time period. For almost all of the series, it faithfully kept to the given canon of the games, but they made sharp changes in the last few episodes. For those that watched the series, I will describe what needs to happen to the end of the Castlevania series so that it remains canon compliant. Because of this, be aware that there will be spoilers for the end of the Castlevania series. For those that have not seen the series, you can go ahead and skip to the next video, as none of this will make any difference. The first change to be made is that Isaac, as much as I like his portrayal in the series, is of European descent. This is important to Curse of Darkness for reasons that will be revealed in a later video. His mannerisms and beliefs can remain unchanged, but it is actually important for these videos, as much as that may irritate some. Isaac's story progresses through the series as normal until he is about to transport his army. His story diverges when he is to transport his army to Carmilla's castle in Styria. Learning of the ritual to revive Dracula, Isaac instead chooses his allegiance to Dracula over speaking with Hector. He changes his destination to the outskirts of Denesti, where the ritual is taking place, in order to see what is being done. The second change to be made is the story of Hector and Leonor. Their story progresses as it normally does, for the most part. The change occurs near the end. Since Isaac's army never lays siege to the castle, their romance continues uninterrupted. With Striga and Morana out on campaign, Leonor is left to deal with Carmilla's descent into madness herself, with Carmilla eventually turning her madness on Leonor herself once too often. Frustrated with Carmilla, Leonor reveals to Hector that she is tired of her sister. Hector reveals his magical passage out of the castle and invites Leonor to join him in his escape. After some hesitation, Leonor decides to accept his offer, and the two escape into the night together, with Leonor allowing Hector to remove the control ring as a show of good faith. With Hector and Leonor's departure, Carmilla loses control of the night creatures and is forced to flee the castle, biding her time until a later date to start her scheming anew. Striga and Morana, seeing the deserted castle overrun with night creatures, assume all is lost and leave on their own, as they did in the series. With Isaac's arrival at Denesti, Trevor and Sypha have a tougher fight to get through. They take their approach to the tower where the ritual to revive Dracula is taking place much slower in order to rest and prevent themselves from being overwhelmed. Isaac makes it to the ritual chamber ahead of them and witnesses the ritual beginning. After learning that the goal is not a true resurrection, but more of an enslavement, Saint Germain interferes with the ritual and destabilizes it. Varney, angered at the failure of the ritual, reveals himself to be Dracula's servant Death and attacks Saint Germain. Saint Germain is forced to use all his power to retreat into the infinite corridor, becoming trapped there. Isaac, incensed due to yet another betrayal by Dracula's supposed supporters, swears vengeance upon all those that have wronged his master. Death informs Isaac that he has another plan to revive Dracula, and it involves vengeance on Hector. Isaac vows to revive Dracula by whatever means he can. Hector and Leonore wed, with Leonore changing her name to Rosalie in order to hide from Carmilla. By this point, Hector has completely abandoned his powers as a devil forge master in favor of a life of peace with the now named Rosalie, while she takes up the healing arts. They live together for some time before Isaac catches up with them. He manipulates the local townsfolk into believing Rosalie is a witch and has her burned at the stake. In the crowd, Hector spots Isaac and realizes that they had been set up. The townsfolk, seeing Rosalie burn like a vampire and not a human, drive Hector out of town. Hector, swearing vengeance for the death of his wife, begins his hunt for Isaac. With these changes, the stories of the series and Curse of Darkness now align. Rosalie is dead, with Hector chasing down Isaac. Saint Germain is trapped in the Infinite Corridor, but alive. Hector and Isaac have sworn vengeance against each other, with Hector chasing Isaac across Europe. With these things in mind, we can begin the story of Castlevania Curse of Darkness. I wish you all well, and hope that these videos bring you some enjoyment.